Valerie Korolyov.
Soviet Union starts her competition on the vault. There is the vault named after her, the Yurchenko, in the straight position. So full of grace, this 20-year-old, 21-year-old now, in fact, Natalia Yurchenko from the Soviet Union, world champion in 1983. Now very much the senior member of the Russian team. A chance to see it again. So good to see what's very definitely a young lady still competing at this level. Wonderful elegance there. The score for Natalia Yurchenko's first vault goes up 9.75. I can't see the vault tariff board from my commentary position, so will she perform the same vault? No, as I thought, she's added in a twist. The Yurchenko with twist is her second vault, a higher tariff for that vault, trying to add to that 9.75 that she's already got. There it is, 9.85, so Natalia Yurchenko off to a very good start in this competition. But it's back to Oksana Emelianchik onto the uneven bars, joint world champion with Shushenova. Delchev, and then back somersault straight to catch the bottom bar. Super little combination, that. Back straddle over the low bar. Now to a finish. And a double twisting dismount. Lovely exercise. And that chirpy smile that everybody loved so much in Montreal. She really is a character. Elena Shushenova, 9.9 for her first vault. Another full twisting Yurchenko. Another beautiful landing. Superb openings from all the Russian girls. And there it is, the first 10 of the World Cup. Shushenova has opened up with a 10 on vault. And that is Emelianchik's score. And the other Chinese girl, Yang Yan Li, onto the uneven bars. The Jaeger somersault there. These release and catch moves on the uneven bars, really making it a very spectacular piece of apparatus. There the catch of back straddle over the high bar, they don't perform it with the style of the men, and a double back finish. Super exercise from her. The Chinese girls very, very good on the asymmetric bars. Good speed. Again, the straight Tsukahara. Not a 10 tariff vault now, so she cannot score the perfect 10. It wasn't worth it in any case. Yang Yan Li at 9.675 asymmetric bar score. It's a repeat of Huang Chun's vault. There you see the straight position, well held, but has to compensate quite a bit on the landing. And her score just come up 9.65. Camelia Voinea from Romania. 16 years old from Constantia, 9th in the World Championships. A really exciting talent, this girl. Oh, and a full twisting straight Yurchenko. Not quite the extension that we saw from Elena Shushenova, but still a very good vault. Back to A bars. This is Boyanka Demireva. From Varna, 19 years old, 15th in the World Championships. Good double dismount, nice and high. Good start for her. That's Boyanka Demireva's score, 9.7 for her asymmetric bars exercise. There, the great Ludmila Teresheva, now one of the head judges here. And there, the great Katie Szabo, perhaps in her last really big competition. Back straddle over the low bar, and little Daniela Silivash, her teammate, comes and takes away the springboard. Pirouette there on the low bar. Giant, and twists out of it. A little bit slow into the twist there. And I think she knows it. I don't think she's that happy with that one. But very much the favorite of the crowd. There's the catch-of from Katie Szabo. And there it is, the shoot front into the full pirouette. .9.8 from her. Szabo score on the A bars. There it is, 9.8. Good start for her. But back to Stoyanova on the asymmetric bars. Catch-up now included in so many of their routines. Then back to handstand on the low bar. Shoot front and half twist to finish. Nice landing. '11th in the World Championships from Sofia, 18 years old now. And a kiss there from Margit Kristoff, her coach. Up into the straight arm position, and then shoot front and that half twist in the somersault to finish. 9.7 there for Stoyanova on the A bars. Daniela Silivash from Romania, straddle over the low bar mount. She really hardly has to bend for the giant circles. There straight into the Delchev somersault. Stoled her on the bottom bar, stoled her again. Dynamic little performer. Catch-up. My goodness, she's got so much in this routine. Shoot front. Half twist there. Amazing little gymnast, burst onto the scene in incredible fashion in Montreal. Surprised the whole of the world, I think, by taking the beam title. At the Delchev. Iveta Polikova at last ready for a second vault, having scored 9.65. Front, 1.5 with half twist into it in the pike position. There, the three Romanians together. Camelia Voinia in the background there, and Daniela Silivash clear on the right. Polikova's 9.675 improves with that second vault. That'll be the one that counts. And 9.95 for little Daniela Silivash. I thought she might be the dark horse of this competition. Well, what a first round as the gymnasts round up for the second rotation. Natalia Yurchenko onto the A bars. Made a good start, 9.85. Oh, and there's disaster. She's not going to re-chalk her hands, straight on with it. What a pity, because she's one of the few girls who goes for real extension in that catch and release. And she paid the penalty for it. Giant, giant, and a single twist on the dismount. She knows that at this level, that is her competition absolutely ruined. John Atkinson, the British coaching director, is with me. John, a great shame to see Natalia Yurchenko going and making a mistake like that at this stage of the competition.
Yes, because she was about to perform an original combination, her own, the catch-off into the Delchev. Perhaps a little bit too much stimulation into the catch-off resulted in the loss of grasp at the end of it. But it's a tragedy to see such a great lady who is a defending champion lose out in this manner.
And Yurchenko's marks come up 9.025. Shushinova goes on to the A-bars. Joint world champion, Kachev. The Ginga. Two moves straight from the men's high bar. Such an explosive gymnast. Two giants. Double back, full twist to finish with. Superb exercise from Shushinova. Opened up with a 10. And that is really going to put her apart from the rest. That must be a very, very high mark. There, the Ginga somersault. And straight out of it, half turn onto the low bar. Straddles back across it, and she's off and swinging again. Short clear, giant straddles to make that giant work. There it is. Superb finish from her. Just a couple of years ago, that would have been considered a difficult dismount. 9.7 there, but there's the score we really want. 9.975. That's the score. She really is going superbly. She's dropped just 0.025 of a mark over two pieces of apparatus. Onto the beam, Ekaterina Szabo. Flick, flick. Max Summer. A lovely beam worker. She looked odds on to take the World Championship title in Montreal, only to see little Daniela Silivas, her teammate Pippa, and she had to settle. A gasp from the crowd, but that was intended. Well, she's got a short haircut, and she's put on a little bit of weight, but it's still the style of Ekaterina Szabo. Began with 9.8, and she's absolutely poised here, providing she can get this finish right to... And she does, with a double back. That'll be another good mark to go with that one. You can't write her off yet. There, that front somersault to the sitting position did it superbly. And here we get into the dismount. The double back really spreads the legs and tucks for the second somersault, but makes it safely. There is Szabo's score, 9.775. Little Daniela Silevaș from Romania, the beam gold medalist from the World Championships in Montreal, and she started superbly in this competition. And how's that for an original opening? Silevaș in second place after that 9.95 on the asymmetric bars, really bursting onto the world scene and putting herself right in contention for medals here in the World Cup. Lovely extension there in that free front walkover. The first of her combinations, beautiful flick into pike back somersault. Well, the confidence that comes from being a world champion is immense, and I can already detect a greater amount of amplitude in her work. She's really, and a superb quick combination there. And again, most people prepared just to do a round off when they're going into that somersault finish, but she managed to put in two moves there on the beam, a superb exercise from little 16-year-old Daniela Silevaș. John Atkinson, that little girl, Silevaș, really does have the makings of a world-class gymnast, doesn't she?
She started off brilliantly in this competition, and that beam exercise contained 4 areas of absolute major difficulty, performed with unbelievable accuracy. Here you see the hollow somersault to land on 2 feet, a brilliant movement. Now, 2 straight back somersaults in combination, but look at the stability at the end, not a movement from the shoulders.
That really is quite incredible. She doesn't appear to get out of line at all. She really, at the moment, has the beam exercise taped. I can see the 9 nines and a 10 in there. 9.925, the score. That means that certainly 2 of the judges had to give her a 10. 9.925. Superb work from Silevaș. This now, having to follow that, Kelly Garrison from the USA. Landed that beautifully, very steady. And then really on a fairly simple first combination, just gets that tiny bit out of line, and that's all it takes. No chance of recovering it. 0.5 away. That'll make her feel better. Not quite accurate, but she landed it, and that'll give her the confidence to go forward. '18th in the World Championships. She's 19 years old and a student at the University of Oklahoma. Nice little element, that, the shoulder roll. Difficult because it takes her out of the straight line. And the double twist on the dismount there. But not a good competition so far for Kelly Garrison. She had a fall on the A bars in the first round, and then again a fall on the beam. Kelly Garrison's score, 9.275. Couldn't be more with that fall. There's a little girl with a lot on her mind. Oksana Emelianchik from the Soviet Union, joint world champion, but she's seen The girl she shared the World Championship with, Shushanova, start off so well that she needs a really special exercise here. A lovely style. She really enjoys her gymnastics. Flick, flick. Oh, and had to adjust though on the somersault. Oh. So confident with that little pirouette on her knees. Very difficult, having to twist out of the line of the beam and then go into another Yurchenko move. But she makes out her own with her start from it, and a double pike back, lands it really well, and that delightful smile once again. And a few chance of Oksana going up. She's already getting her own following. Just 16 years old, from Kiev. Yeah, that's probably the worst mistake she made. Had to compensate every one of those shoulder movements, noted and penalized. There's her little original. Just a tiny little figure, but she really does stretch herself to give her movements as much elegance as possible. There, the pike back. Has to what we call cowboy it to get round there, but lands it absolutely accurately. There's the score, 9.925. A superb mark once again. 2 10s in that. From the 6 judges, you take the top score and the bottom score away and then average out the 4 in the middle. And that leaves you with 9.925, 3 9s and a 10, which count. So at the halfway point, Elena Shushanova out in the lead. Beautiful opener, real attack there. Well, she's certainly not the most beautiful gymnast around, but she's got a certain style that makes her unique, and she's so popular. A tremendous performance from Ekaterina Szabo. 19 years old, but been around on the world scene a long, long time. Natalia Yurchenko, her competition in tatters. after her fall from the asymmetric bars, but onto beam. It's interesting that she's abandoned the mount that was named after her and gone for a side mount. That lovely elegance in that combination we just saw. Another of her original moves. Very difficult now for the beam workers. They've got to cope with the floor music in the background. Double back to finish with. While that was going on, we had Katerina Szabo's score on floor come up. 9.8 she scored. Here the superb elegance of Yurchenko. The backflip and then circle around the beam. Although Yurchenko now hasn't a chance in the overall competition, her mark important to see whether she qualifies for the beam final. But this, Boriana Stoyanova from Bulgaria, nearing the end, in fact, of her floor routine. And Yurchenko 9.775 for that beautiful beam exercise. That should be good enough to qualify her for the final. The bronze medalist in the beam in Montreal, Elena Shushenova from the Soviet Union, leading this competition by 1/10 of a point. Superb flick and then 2 hollowback somersaults. Well, so far she hasn't had to make one adjustment. It really is incredibly precise. Look at that, the confidence with which she went up into that balance. And just a little step back on landing there on the double back, but another superb exercise from Shushenova. Straight to Daniela Silivash on the floor. The girl is in second position to her, and she's a real little bundle of fire. Look at this exercise. quite incredible. Still the strength in that little frame to perform a full in back out at the end of the routine. She'll never have the elegance of a Yurchenko or even an Omolinchik. But I thought it was a little quick. That was 9.875 for Shushinova on the beam. Now Huang Chun from China onto the beam. Joint 5th position at the moment. That flick to support. First seen from Olga Korbut. Two free front walkovers. And this Chinese crowd certainly know how to get behind their own gymnasts. Yurchenko. Finish in the biggest roar we've heard so far from the crowd. Oksana Emelianchik won the gold in Montreal. She needs a 10 to go into 2nd position, and she really is capable of getting it. She did it twice there. Let's see if she can do it again here. Well, to me, we can't possibly see a 10 for that. She was short on her tumbles at the end of the routines, but it was such a delightful exercise. That tremendous middle river still in the lead, 29.85, but look how close Daniela Silivash is. Romania went backwards in the last rotation where she fell. Oh, and that is absolutely wonderful from a woman gymnast to have the power to do a double straight back somersault, the most difficult of the back somersaults, with that sort of elevation needed, and she held the position superbly. is a fantastic floor exercise from Camelia Wojnia. Opened up with a double layout somersault, straight into a double top back, and then finished with a full twisting double back somersault. Tremendous tumbling from the Romanian girl. So Natalia Yurchenko from the Soviet Union, way down the field in 9th place because of that fall, but a floor exercise from Yurchenko, always worth watching. Beautiful grace and power and perfect harmony. Natalia Yurchenko finishes off there. A bad step forward on that final double somersault, but that bandage on her right knee having a little bit of trouble. Elena Shushenova from the Soviet Union. Now she can't afford any mistakes because little Daniela Silovash right behind her. But this, the silver medalist in the floor individual competition in Montreal, as well as being the joint overall world champion, and she's in superb form. Oh, tremendous pike first somersault, layout second. Absolute brilliance there from Shushenova. And looking anxiously from the vault runway was little Daniela Silovash. There she is, just waiting her turn to go. She can't have taken too much heart out of this. John Atkinson, little Silovash at 4 feet 7.5. Surely the vault must be a problem for her.
It has been in past competitions. I've noticed that she's now changed to the Yurchenko style of vaulting, which should be a help. But I still can't see in the warm-up run of practice anything that would challenge the level of score that Yurchenko achieved.
And the U from the crowd, 9.975. Well, we don't have to be too good at maths to work that out. Little Silovash has got to have a 10 to share the gold. Well, she got over on it pretty well. A little bit untidy, but the full twisting Yurchenko there. Nevertheless, whatever she scores here, it's been a tremendous breakthrough for little Daniela Silovash, pushing Oksana Emelianchik into third position. She waits for the score. We move over to Huang Chun from China. She starts her floor exercise. Wang Chun finishes her floor. And Daniela Silvash's score for her first vault, 9.85. And that, in fact, the score for her second vault, 9.875. Elena Shushinova has won the World Cup. Elena Shushinova, 39.825. Daniela Silvash takes the silver, 39.7. And Oksana Emelianchik takes the bronze, 39.6. And there, Elena Shushinova takes the gold medal from Yuri Titov, the president of the International Gymnastics Federation. She had to share the winner's rostrum in Montreal, but there she is, supreme in the World Cup competition. And little Daniela Silvash from Romania in second place with Oksana Emelianchik from the Soviet Union again. The joint world champion pushed down into third position this time.